I'm JJ Walls with Sunnyside Dental, and yes, it's now been over 30 years that we've been providing quality dental care for our patients in the Houston area. It's now come to my attention that many of you that want to come to Sunnyside Dental have Medicare plans that we don't accept. Hold up, that has got to change. Sunnyside Dental is now accepting most Medicare dental plans. WellCare, Liberty, United Healthcare, Cigna, Kelsey Care Advantage, Amerigroup, Aetna, and many more. We're getting on board. Call Sunnyside Dental at 713-738-1999. If you have Medicare and would like to receive the personal touch provided by Sunnyside Dental, call us at 713-738-1999. We look forward to helping you achieve the smile that you can't wait to share with the world.
Got Medicare dental benefits? Call Sunnyside Dental 713-738-1999. The Morning Magazine is the show that has Houston talking. Houston talking.
I'm Paris Ely, inviting you to join us on The Morning Magazine from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, right here on KCOH. The Morning Magazine, where we choose to keep news stories factual, commentary informative, and conversations productive. As you might guess, it's a work in progress. Tune in and see for yourself. You're invited to join us with your thoughtful analysis and considered opinions as well on topics meant to address community needs and solve our common problems. Join me on The Morning Magazine.
The Morning Magazine with Paris Ely. Weekday mornings, 8 to 11 a.m. on 1230 KCOH, The Source.
In life's most difficult moments, comfort matters. At Lord Edward Memorial, we believe every life is a blessing worth honoring with dignity and care. With a combined 60 years of experience, our compassionate staff walks beside your family with faith, respect, and understanding. Lord Edward Memorial, serving families with grace, compassion, and heartfelt care. Visit us at 6677 Rookin Street, Houston 77074, or give us a phone call at 346-446-6675.
And good afternoon. I'm Ralph Cooper, and welcome to the Dipper Dunk Studio. A number of things are happening in basketball. The Rockets are seemingly trying to get better. The Lakers and LeBron James are parting ways. The World Cup continues. Another big game here in Houston, match here in Houston on Saturday. And transgender. I want to talk transgender. The Supreme Court upheld the transgender ruling in regards to transgenders competing with females. I'd like to know your thoughts on that. Do you think it was a fair ruling, or do you know anything about it? The number here will be 713-668-1230. The Astros play again tonight. We're coming up on July 4th, and I've given you a number of topics: transgender, the Astros, the World Cup, even football, if you want to talk football, NFL, collegiate or whatever. And again, the number here will be 713-668-1230. And I want to say hello to the two people who climbed up to the antenna, climbed up the Empire State Building up all the way up to the top, up the antenna earlier today. I understand they're being treated royally in the custody of the NYPD Police Department or whatever, or the feds, maybe ICE even. They climbed up. It looked like a proposal took place, and then they climbed down, and at a certain point they were arrested by law officials who also came partially up that tower, the Empire State Building antenna tower, and arrested the two people. And it looked like a male and a female. You may have been watching. I know one thing, for them to do what they did, they had to be in some kind of great shape, mentally and physically, to climb up the Empire State Building antenna to the top. Then the guy seemingly dropped down on a knee and proposed to a person who looked like a female. And then they came back down, or started down. Then when they got to a certain point, they were met and greeted by law officials and placed under arrest, I understand. England 2, the Congo 1. England 2, the Congo 1 World Cup play. The Democratic Republic of the Congo loses 2-1. And if I'm correct, that is a loss. And then they're out of the tournament. And England will move on. And a great effort on the part of the Congo. Great effort on the part of all. If you made it to the World Cup and you got a chance to play a game in the World Cup, and the crowd was a Super Bowl crowd, I don't know what type of crowds they draw over in the Congo. I'm sure they draw large crowds because they have several big stadiums in the area. So to get into the World Cup and place to those of us who are indoctrinated with the Super Bowl, to play in a crowd as big as the Super Bowl, and then to play with a crowd that's all fired up. One part of the crowd for one country and the other part of the crowd for the other country. So the World Cup continues. The last event here will happen Saturday. And they're going to have a great crowd again. And again, we look forward. If we have another event, hopefully if we have another hopefully we're getting more events. We'll get another World Cup too, hopefully. The next time we have a venture like this, like the World Cup, or something huge like this, it's time to spruce up the Astrodome. Do something with the Astrodome. Don't let the Astrodome just sit out there idly looking like it looks. Put some banners or something around the Astrodome and just kind of spruce it up and make it part of the festivities if it can happen. But at least spruce up the outside of the building. Just like somebody come into your home and you got an old building just sitting out there with doing nothing with it, just sitting there. And you may have had a house there at one time. You may have had a house. The house may be still sitting there, but at least the house, the original house of the property you have, now you've upgraded and you got a nice big house, and you just letting the other old house just sit there. you would probably spruce the other house up just to make it part of the festive look instead of just letting it hang out. 713-668-1230. Serena Williams. Venus and Serena will play doubles from all indications in the Wimbledon. But in the singles on yesterday, Serena Williams lost. There are reports that she had an ankle injury after the first set, but it went 3 sets and she lost. And but at 44, out of tennis for 4 years, 2 babies, and to come back and play competitive tennis against a younger person, and a person who they know your rep, they know who you are, they know your history, your legacy, and they want to get that notch on their belt. They beat the best, or what many consider one of the best. So Serena loses yesterday. Now she will hopefully play the doubles with her sister Venus, and then after that, who knows what will happen? Will Serena continue to play? If you saw the match yesterday, what do you think? Does she have enough tennis in her? Did you see something to say that she should continue to play? Should she continue to play? Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, all on the same basketball team. Next season, a team that will be averaging, 40, the age of 40 plus. 4 guys, 40 plus old. 4 guys, 4 of the starters or whatever, if they're all healthy. 4 of the starters will, the average age of those those guys, those 4 starters would be over 40. What do you think? Is that a good idea? Is that a good idea? To have LeBron, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green all on the same team. Do you think, would you be happy coaching that group with others? Would you be happy coaching that team with the other guys on the team? And Steve Kerr will have that task. He's back as the coach of the Golden State Warriors. The Rockets have also been, some people have mentioned the Rockets in regards to LeBron James. LeBron James and Kevin Durant on the same team here in Houston. Do you think that would work with the cast of characters of the Rockets? Do you think having LeBron James and Kevin Durant on the same team here in Houston, would that work? Would that work? Would that be great for Kevin Durant, or would it be better for Kevin Durant to join the Golden State Warriors with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green? Would that be a better fit for Kevin Durant than being here in Houston? What is the number here? 713-668-1230. We'll take a telephone call or two. First person up always gets a little extra moment. So whoever calls first. And one thing that's apparent, I want to thank all the females who listen. I want to thank all of the females who listen to the program on a daily basis. We can't thank you enough. And you're welcome to call also. And again, the number here, 713-668-1230. An hour and 34 minutes away from Don Sam. Caller, you're on.
Hey, good afternoon, Ralph.
Good afternoon.
Hey, I think what the Rockets need, they don't need to get any older.
So you wouldn't bring LeBron James here?
Nah.
You don't think LeBron James and Kevin Durant could work with the other Rockets?
I think that they need a point guard.
Well, they drafted one, didn't they? I think they drafted one. And they've got Van Vliet. Van Vliet is coming back. So let's just say if the point guard situation is solved, do you think having Kevin Durant and LeBron James and Marcus Smart on the same team would work.
Well, Smart, yeah, I heard y'all mention talking about Smart. I think Marcus Smart would be a veteran player, experienced, and younger than LeBron. I think that because the season is a long season, and LeBron will be 40. Being an ambassador to the league and a champion and all that, I give him that. But I don't think he'll be a perfect fit with the Rockets.
Well, would he?
I didn't think Durant was going to be a perfect fit.
Right. So
And that proved to be a you know.
So you don't think you don't think the two of them together would be a good fit for Houston?
Well, that's just like Charles Barkley and Scottie Pippen, man. That didn't work.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
Rockets gave away a championship team to bring in two veteran players that didn't. I think Pippen only stayed 1 year. You know, so Barkley, man, it just they went to the lottery after that. You know, so right.
Well, what about Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Anthony Davis, and LeBron? If all of them are healthy, going into, if they end up on the same team and all are healthy going into the playoffs next year, what are your thoughts?
Well, these older guys, that'll be 4 on that team, right?
Yeah, I said all of them on the same. All of them on the same team and all healthy, going into the playoffs against, let's say, the San Antonio Spurs, who are in the West also, and even the Rockets, who are in the West. If those 4 guys play with Golden State and all are healthy going into the playoffs next year, what are their chances of winning, in your opinion? At least making it to the championship series.
I don't think they would make it to the championship.
So who would beat them?
Well, I think the young San Antonio team. You forgot to mention OKC, man.
Well, I'm sorry, but throw them in. Okay, OKC.
Yeah, you know, they keeping their team together. They were missing one player. That's the only reason San Antonio pushed past OKC. The West has always been a tough conference to, for anybody to get to the top. But San Antonio did it, and they won 62 games.
But they would be younger than Golden State, if you had those 4 players all season.
Yeah, they would be, and I think San Antonio would overmatch Golden State. LeBron had Luka. Luka got hurt, and Luka's a young guy. Now, this thing, L.A. with Luka, man. He was
healthy. I say if he was healthy, right? You hit the key when you said he was not healthy.
Anthony Davis is injury prone.
Right. So you would be down to 3 from what you're indicating right now. It'd be LeBron, Steph Curry, and Draymond with an injured Anthony Davis, right?
Yeah. And now LeBron, I think he said something that, he ran his course with L.A. and he didn't feel like, none of them guys on that team was take care of themselves like he take care of himself, even though he did sit out a lot of games.
Well,
that's what they do nowadays, so. And even with Kawhi was good in San Antonio, and that 1 year he spent in Toronto. Now he back in Toronto, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, but he have had his issues, but
So the top
game.
So the top 3 teams in the West right now. The season is over, but if you had to pick, we'll do it this way. Not the top 3. The top 3 NBA teams in your opinion right now.
In the West?
No, period. The whole league. Go with the third team. Go third up. Save your champion to the end. Third up. Who's your third best team?
I would say Rockets, New York,
Okay.
San Antonio,
Okay, that's
OKC.
no, you can't. No,
Not
no, that's not what I'm asking. You're not listening to me. In
Okay,
the
go
NBA, out of all the teams, both conferences, name
Okay.
me your top 3 teams right now, since the season has ended. The top 3 teams, in your opinion, right now, starting with the 3rd team, and then go up to the 2nd, and then go up to the champion. Who's 3rd on your list?
I would say San Antonio,
2nd.
OKC, and New York.
So you got, okay. So you got, okay. So the only difference is you got
I
okay.
think San Antonio third.
Yeah, I see. You got the only difference is you got OKC in the championship series then against the
I think
Knicks.
They might be pushing back, to get there. They're like
No,
a
well,
lot
you
of
just
teams
said
got to
it.
work on this.
Okay, but you just said it was your. This is your picks. You said San Antonio 3rd, OKC 2nd, which means OKC would be winning the West, and then the Knicks first, who would win the East. So it'd be the Knicks and OKC in the championship.
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I ain't gonna back down.
No, I know.
And I heard somebody mention, the Texans, C.J. Stroud.
Yes.
I've been saying for a couple of years, if the Texans get him an offensive line and a running back, they got the defense already. That's all he needs, the offensive line, bro.
Well, he's got the running back. They got Montgomery coming in from Detroit, and they've drafted and signed a free agent or 2 for the line. So the line should improve.
Okay, that's all. Hey, man.
So are you
Hands
saying,
down,
are you
hands
talking
down.
Super Bowl? Are you talking Texans in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, 49ers and Texans, man, Super Bowl.
Okay, say that loud enough for people.
Playing in Inglewood, man.
On Valentine's Day.
In Inglewood, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got the Texans and the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Hey, I didn't stutter, Ralph.
But you're a 49er fan, right?
Bang, bang.
So who wins the Super Bowl?
49ers, man.
So who do you cheer for in the Super Bowl?
Hey, the 49ers, man.
You live here in Houston, right?
Yeah, Ralph, hey, man, I do.
You know,
I owe my whole life, Ralph.
I know you have. That's why I'm messing with you.
Born, Texas raised.
So if the 49ers played the Texans in the Super Bowl,
We'll beat them. 60 minutes.
so when I want the listeners to hear you clearly though, when you say we'll beat them, you're talking about the 49ers would win, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
for sure.
Okay. Well, I just asked.
No doubt. Hey,
Yes.
bar none, man.
Yeah. I that's why I asked it. So thank you. Appreciate it. Okay.
All right, Ralph, talk to you later.
Okay.
Good evening.
Okay. Thank you. 713-668-1230. 713-668-1230 is the number. And if you want to call in, we're talking transgender, Super Bowl, Astros, NFL, World Cup, all that, whatever. 713-668-1230 if you want to call. All the lines are open. I don't know what's happening. The lines are open. And maybe people are watching, maybe they've been watching the World Cup. Maybe they're watching the soap opera. I don't know what they're doing. But if you want to call in, dial that number, and you can get in. 713-668-1230 is the number.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Hi, I'm JJ Walls with Sunnyside Dental, and yes, it's now been over 30 years that we've been providing quality dental care for our patients in the Houston area. It's now come to my attention that many of you that want to come to Sunnyside Dental have Medicare plans that we don't accept. Hold up. That has got to change. Sunnyside Dental is now accepting most Medicare dental plans. WellCare, Liberty, United Healthcare, Cigna, Kelsey Care Advantage, Amerigroup, Aetna, and many more. We're getting on board. Call Sunnyside Dental at 713-738-1999. If you have Medicare and would like to receive the personal touch provided by Sunnyside Dental, call us at 713-738-1999. We look forward to helping you achieve the smile that you can't wait to share with the world.
Got Medicare dental benefits? Call Sunnyside Dental 713-738-1999.
Are you looking for a pharmacy where you're more than just the next person in line, where the pharmacist is friendly? Of choice. Mercury Drive Pharmacy, 918 Mercury Drive, right off of I-10 East, near the 610 Loop. James Muldrow and his staff are there to serve you. I've been a customer for over 37 years. The insurance companies have tried to steer me to the corporate pharmacies, but I prefer Mercury Drive. It's a staple in East Houston, serving Fidelity, Jacinto City, Pleasantville, Fifth Ward, North Shore, Wood Forest, Galena Park, Channel View, offering free delivery to those areas and others. Most insurances are accepted. Mercury Drive Pharmacy is open Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Phone 713-674-6122, 713-674-6122. Mr. Muldrow and his staff are happy to serve you. Mercury Drive Pharmacy, 918 Mercury Drive, south of I-10 East.
Everybody's talking about the high price of eggs. Well, I don't know much about eggs, but I tell you this. If you want great chicken at a great price, how about Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside? Let's hear what his customers are saying. Michelle writes, Chicken Plus has some of the best fried chicken and best fried okra in the city. We stay about 45 minutes away, but the drive is definitely worth it. E. Max says, the chicken is seasoned so well and every bite has a special crunch. It's my go-to chicken spot when I want homemade fried chicken that's always good. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. Great fried chicken, okra, rice and gravy, desserts. You're going to find it all at Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside. You don't have time to make the drive? Hey, no problem, no problem. You can order Chicken Plus on DoorDash and Uber Eats. You better do what you got to do to get your hands on some of that great fried chicken, the best fried chicken in the city. Great chicken at great prices. That's Chicken Plus. See you there.
The Morning Magazine is the show that has Houston talking. Houston talking.
I'm Paris Ely, inviting you to join us on the Morning Magazine from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, right here on KCOH. The Morning Magazine, where we choose to keep news stories factual, commentary informative, and conversations productive. As you might guess, it's a work in progress. Tune in and see for yourself. You're invited to join us with your thoughtful analyses and considered opinions as well on topics meant to address community needs and solve our common problems. Join me on The Morning Magazine.
The Morning Magazine with Paris Ely.
Wake up, Mr. Radio.
Weekday mornings, 8 to 11 a.m. on 1230 KCOH, The Source.
In life's most difficult moments, comfort matters. At Lord Edward Memorial, we believe every life is a blessing worth honoring with dignity and care. With a combined 60 years of experience, our compassionate staff walks beside your family with faith, respect, and understanding. Lord Edward Memorial, serving families with grace, compassion, and heartfelt care. Visit us at 6677 Rookin Street, Houston, 77074, or give us a phone call at 346-446-6675.
Going for Burrow. Touchdown.
There's something going round down in Houston town. It's caught by young and old. Can't shake it, so I'm told. Contagious as can be. There's no immunity. reaching a fever pitch. It's called the Super Bowl-ish.
Play action is looking. It's going to go across the middle for Burrow at the 1-yard line. Touchdown.
It hits you with a zing, makes you do crazy things. Rocky forgets to fight, Dracula won't bite. Let Campbell get the praise, just give me the raise. Reaching a fever pitch, it's called the Super Bowl-ish.
Will we get the Super Bowl? This the late Kenny Burrough, 00 in the heavens listening. Andy Rice in the heavens listening. W.K. Hicks in the heavens listening. Just some off the top of my head, right? We want to wish the people who are getting ready to do a documentary on Dan Pastorini. We want to thank them for doing the documentary on Dan Pastorini that they're preparing to do, and we wish them the best of luck. Also, if you haven't seen the PVIL documentary, the documentary on the PVIL, which was to blacks, the UIL before integration, we had the PVIL. We couldn't compete in the UIL. So later on, of course, PVIL was dropped. Everybody was in the UIL, and the records of the PVIL were not considered at one time, but later on they would be considered. So anyway, 713-668-1230. Caller, you're on.
We're in support, Ralph. How you doing today?
Oh, all right. How are you doing? Good. Great.
I'm good. You spoke good news for us, man. It's blue sky, but it's a halo around my city. For the water, for Tampa Bay, all the clouds are around, and a big blue sky above.
Well,
so yeah, again, it's a 103 here today.
Well,
103.
Well, it feels like 110 here. I think it's in the mid 90s, but it's hot. It's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah, when you get into a car and it's been outside and you touch the steering wheel, it's like touching a hot stove. That's hot, right?
That's just hot. That's hot. Hey, a few minutes ago you said transgender was one of your topics. Is that subject in the news now?
Yeah, well, the Supreme Court upheld it.
What's that?
Some people were trying to get it overturned where the transgenders could compete against the females. And the Supreme Court upheld the decision not to do that. So
I agree with him on that then. Okay, yeah, I agree with him on that.
Okay, why do you agree?
How can I explain it? Let me use this as an analogy, I guess.
Okay, go ahead.
If you were to take a Porsche, which of course is a souped-up Volkswagen, but let's say you would take a Porsche, the undercarriage and everything, and put a Pinto body over it,
yes,
and call it a Pinto, it's not a Pinto, it's a Porsche. Even though it looks like a Pinto.
Yeah.
So I'm saying when a man is I can't say transgender.
Yes, you can. Just say gender. Gender, then say
gender.
Okay, now say trans and gender. That's all. Just take your time.
Transgender, yeah.
Okay.
If they have a part of a man and you want to compete with a woman, it's not right. I mean, the prime example was the Olympics, 4 years ago?
Yes.
That boxing match?
Yeah, I still see that. I see that boxing. That boxing match shouldn't have never happened. You know that, right?
Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder could have saw that.
Right.
Even preliminary, when the person was coming up through the preliminary, you knew that the women were no competition to
that particular person. You could see it coming, and then the young lady who faced her was courageous. A corner. They seem to be somewhat hesitant, but I think they went along with the person, right? I mean, the person wanted to try it, but it never should have happened.
Yeah, and Rob, I'm not saying that women are inferior to men. I mean, physically, some women are superior. When I was in school, there were girls that kind of run me. They just fast. But you can
step up, I say that's cool, but why step down? Because you want to win or you can't compete. If you have the parts of a man, you fight with the men. Don't go down to the women because you want to win and win trophies and stuff like that. It's just my opinion.
Right. Well,
You know, so I agree with the Supreme Court on that.
right, and a lot of people have. Because women should be competing. But see, the thing about they've had enough time to do this, but I don't know if it's enough of them. Why don't they just create competition for transgenders, where they go against
And
each
Rob,
other?
you beat me to the point. I was about to say that they're creating all these stupid sports in the Olympics. Why can't you just create a division? I mean, it's like Special Olympics, Ralph.
Right.
They can't compete with regular Olympics, so they create a Special Olympics for them. Do
Right.
the same thing with the transgender.
Right.
Why not? I
Right.
mean, I would support it if they were to do it, but
And I probably would watch it because they would, they'd be competing against people on their level. If that makes sense.
exactly.
Yeah.
And my thing is too, you're going to go down. It'd be let's say a power lifter, transgender, wanted to compete with the women.
Yeah.
You're built like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you want to compete with the women
Right.
because you're transgender. I mean, it's just my thing. But I could be wrong. But when it comes to running, and I think she lives in Houston. Gail Davis, does she live in Houston, Ralph?
She's been in and around here, but I don't know if I don't recall her living here on a permanent basis. Yeah.
But that's, everybody got their favorite FloJo and Miss Richards.
Yeah.
Mine is Gail Davis. Ralph, I can still see it now. Before the race, she just stand there and just shake her legs. Like, oh, Lord.
Well, so you can understand. You can understand the impact then of this, of the impact of a young boy or young boys watching Wilma Rudolph back in the day when they were 12 and 13 years old, and Wilma Rudolph 20 years old running in the Olympics. You can understand.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Indeed, yes, I can, Ralph. Yes, I can. Slim chocolate, moving like light. Yes, sir. I can relate with that.
It's just like the Elvis Little, known as the closer, when he was living. And I talked to him one time. Right, I talked to him one time off the air. I forgot where we were. So I said, let me ask you something. Why are you so caught up on it, Lena Horne? he said, I saw when I was a boy, a young man. I said, oh, you saw when you were a young man? He said, yeah. And she never left my mind. She could have. He said she could have got
much of an impression on him, right?
He said she could have got anything he had.
Whole year paycheck.
Whatever. He said whatever she wanted, she could have got it. So hey. So that's how that is. Today is Carl Lewis's birthday. Carl Lewis celebrating a birthday today. Mike Tyson celebrated a birthday a few days ago. And I think Lena Horne had a birthday a few days ago. So a lot of famous people born in late June and early July. So.
Early July.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And Ralph, I see you trying to keep the hope alive for a Super Bowl. I hope you guys. Like I said, you got a good team. Me, I'm just hoping we make the playoffs this year. But you guys have a legitimate chance, like I said, and I think the gentleman called in yesterday. He kind of agreed with me. Was it? He's a friend of yours. He owns a sports bar. What's the guy?
Oh, I forgot which one it was, but you think it could have been Joe from the D Bar, or Dennis, Derek from over at Swagger, one of them.
Yeah, he said as long as you can keep CJ from being concussed and he ain't loopy,
right?
You guys got a legitimate chance because you got a hell of a defense. This is no respect what I'm about to say about the guy, but the bobblehead guy. I think he's a corner, but he hits like a linebacker, has that different helmet than everybody else.
Yes, I knew.
Man, that young man ain't no joke. All right, good Lord Almighty.
Right.
So you guys got a good team.
Yeah, but after the Labor Day, but the college season will be underway in 2 months from now. The colleges and the high schools, if I'm correct, will be playing. So that'll be September. That'll be September 1. Yeah, right around that time football is going to be jumping.
Yeah, then when high school kicks in, Mr. Cater be calling, my guy, Mr. Cater. I don't hear from him during the summertime, but come football season, he's on the phone on the regular.
Well, he's getting ready. He's pumped up. He's listening. I want to say also hello to Coach Clifton Terrell and his staff over at North Forest, HISD, Houston Independence North Forest, the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are practicing. They don't have the numbers, but they are they are a brave, gallant, courageous group of young football student athletes over at North Forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
North Forest.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Okay.
I just want to call and get my 2 cents, Ralph.
Well,
you have a good day, my friend.
And thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see if we can get another one in here. 713 668 1230. You want to call in? The line's open, and you can call in now if you would like. And again, I miss my friend Kenny Burrow, and I have although the Texans and the Texan fans don't seem to be having the Super Bowl on their mind. I can remember when we came close to going to the Super Bowl, and we had the spirit of a team that wanted to go to the Super Bowl. Double O, Elvin Bethel, Curly Cup, Earl Campbell, Dan Pastorini, all those kind of guys, Robert Brazil.
Going for Burrow. Touchdown.
There's something going round down in Houston town. It's caught by young and old. Can't shake it, so I'm told. Contagious as can be. There's no immunity. Reaching a fever pitch. It's called the Super Bowl.
Play action is looking. It's going to go across the middle for Burrow at the 1-yard line. Touchdown.
It hits you with a zing.
I want to say hello to Rhonda and to Tom and a number of others listening right now.
Rocky forgets to fight. Dracula won't bite. Let Campbell get the praise. Just give me the raise. Reaching a fever pitch. It's called the Super Bowl.
And will we have the Super Bowl? Will the Super Bowl, it's even just the Super, we've never been to a Super Bowl, a Houston team. The Oilers didn't go, the Texans haven't been. But we've had the Super Bowl itch before, especially with the Oilers. Will we ever just get the Super Bowl itch back? Will we get the Super Bowl itch back? And then will we go to a Super Bowl? Will the Texans go to a Super Bowl? 713-668-1230. And again, one of the topics, transgenders competing against girls, and the Supreme Court ruling not allowing it to happen.
In life's most difficult moments, comfort matters. At Lord Edward Memorial, we believe every life is a blessing worth honoring with dignity and care. With a combined 60 years of experience, our compassionate staff walks beside your family with faith, respect, and understanding. Lord Edward Memorial, serving families with grace, compassion, and heartfelt care. Visit us at 6677 Rookin Street, Houston, 77074, or give us a phone call at 346-446-6675.
Hi, I'm JJ Walls with Sunnyside Dental, and yes, it's now been over 30 years that we've been providing quality dental care for our patients in the Houston area. It's now come to my attention that many of you that want to come to Sunnyside Dental have Medicare plans that we don't accept. Hold up. That has got to change. Sunnyside Dental is now accepting most Medicare dental plans. WellCare, Liberty, United Healthcare, Cigna, Kelsey Care Advantage, Amerigroup, Aetna, and many more. We're getting on board. Call Sunnyside Dental at 713-738-1999. If you have Medicare and would like to receive the personal touch provided by Sunnyside Dental, call us at 713-738-1999. We look forward to helping you achieve the smile that you can't wait to share with the world.
Got Medicare dental benefits? Call Sunnyside Dental 713-738-1999. The Morning Magazine is the show that has Houston talking. Houston talking.
I'm Paris Healy, inviting you to join us on the Morning Magazine from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, right here on KCOH. The Morning Magazine, where we choose to keep news stories factual, commentary informative, and conversations productive. As you might guess, it's a work in progress. Tune in and see for yourself. You're invited to join us with your thoughtful analyses and considered opinions as well on topics meant to address community needs and solve our common problems. Join me on The Morning Magazine.
The Morning Magazine with Paris Healy. Weekday mornings, 8 to 11 a.m. on 1230 KCOH, The Source.
Everybody's talking about the high price of eggs. Well, I don't know much about eggs, but I tell you this. If you want great chicken at a great price, how about Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside? Let's hear what his customers are saying. Michelle writes, Chicken Plus has some of the best fried chicken and best fried okra in the city. We stay about 45 minutes away, but the drive is definitely worth it. E. Max says, the chicken is seasoned so well and every bite has a special crunch. It's my go-to chicken spot when I want homemade fried chicken that's always good. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. Great fried chicken, okra, rice and gravy, desserts. You're going to find it all at Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside. You don't have time to make the drive? Hey, no problem, no problem. You can order Chicken Plus on DoorDash and Uber Eats. You better do what you got to do to get your hands on some of that great fried chicken, the best fried chicken in the city. Great chicken at great prices. That's Chicken Plus. See you there.
The Morning Magazine is the show that has Houston talking. Houston talking.
I'm Paris Healy, inviting you to join us on the Morning Magazine from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, right here on KCOH. The Morning Magazine, where we choose to keep news stories factual, commentary informative, and conversations productive. As you might guess, it's a work in progress. Tune in and see for yourself. You're invited to join us with your thoughtful analyses and considered opinions as well on topics meant to address community needs and solve our common problems. Join me on The Morning Magazine.
The Morning Magazine with Paris Healy. Weekday mornings, 8 to 11 a.m. on 1230 KCOH, The Source.
And again, 713-668-1230. Many people wait to the last moment to call these programs. But if you want to call in, like now, we're right at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. If you want to call in right now, dial 713-668-1230. And I want to say hello to all of the people who are really into some heat situations right now. People up north, Washington, D.C., the Baltimore area, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, they're expecting extreme heat that can impact your health this 4th of the July weekend. This 4th of the July weekend, they're expecting that. And again, this is the 4th of July, and again, we're talking about the transgenders and girls competing against each other in the ruling of the Supreme Court to keep that from not happening. Also, the World Cup, the Astros, and a number of other things that are going on in sports. One of the things, as we talk about the American Revolution, and about 12 years old, and you are in a school. You're 12, 13 years old. You're in a school where the students, since you were 12, you're in when you just turned 12, and you were in a school in the 7th grade that was Worthing, HISD Worthing Junior Senior High School, which meant the grades of the school went from the 7th through the 12th. So you had about 2 years of this, year and a half, 2 years of this, where you were on a campus, and some people were 11. Most of us were 12 or 13 when we came to junior high school. But you're on a campus with people 17, 18, 19, and maybe in a case of 220 in high school. You're on the same campus with these people. And this is what is Attucks Middle School now. That was Worthing Junior Senior High School at one time. Belford, Ferdinand Street, etc., over in the Sunnyside. So they're building a new Worthing, which is where the Worthing is located now on Scott and Reed Road. So they're going to split the schools up, and Worthing Junior High School will become Crispus Attucks. Crispus Attucks. So you are fortunate enough to have teachers and coaches in their health, when they taught health, when they were in a classroom and they taught health. You didn't have no ball in your hand. You were not playing softball, baseball, or running track, football, or swimming, or whatever. You were learning about health. So you had this teacher who everybody knew the schools were getting ready to split, and Attucks was going to be the junior high school. But what most of us didn't know, I'm talking about the students. We didn't have all these outlets like people have today. So most of us did not know anything about Crispus Attucks. When we heard Crispus Attucks' name, most of us were hearing it for the first time. We're going back to 1960. President Kennedy was in the White House. There was hope. There was a feeling. The physical fitness was being stressed in the high schools and in the schools. Physical fitness. And you had the youngest president of all time, and you had these young teachers around you, and these young coaches. So there's one coach who became a legend as a trainer. His name was Carl Williams. He was at Worthing. He ended up becoming Dr. Williams. He went to Southern. He became the head trainer over at Southern University for decades, and he was known as Dr. Carl Williams. That was him. Well, now we caught him when we were in the 7th grade. We were 12 and 13 years old. So he's telling us, that he's teaching health, and he's teaching you about body parts and everything. So one day he changes the topic up. He had the name, and see, we didn't have all these things you have now. And you had to go to the library to find the encyclopedia. Some people were fortunate enough to have an encyclopedia in the house, at home. I wasn't. Most of us were not. So he put the name Crispus Attucks up on the board, since we're in the July 4th weekend now. So he put Crispus Attucks up there. He said, how many of you all know who Crispus Attucks is? And this was a class, this homeroom I was in was loaded with people who could play sports. They were so great, they made you good. Your being good was better than a whole lot of people because you went against great people every day. In PE or wherever, in recreation time, free time, playing against them, basketball or whatever, baseball, softball, whatever you did, you running track against them. You improved because you went against people who were better. So now that this Dr. Williams, Carl Williams, puts Crispus Attucks' name up on that board and asks us, who is Crispus Attucks? Who is Crispus Attucks? And, you know, there were all kind of guesses. Most of us thought he was some white guy. We were not really, I don't know what you call it, we were not really thinking. Worthen was named after a white man who had donated a lot to Sunnyside, property, monies. So with that in mind, some of us thought that Crispus Attucks may have been a white man. We never thought Crispus Attucks was recognized as the first person to die in the American Revolution. The first person, but this is the stuff they want to take out of the history books now. So man, you're going back 50-some years ago. A teacher, a coach, is teaching you about Crispus Attucks. The way they do things now, he would have been fired because he was not teaching health. Well, he was teaching health in a way. He was teaching mental health in a way because he was enlightening us to who Crispus Attucks was. And he felt it was important that we knew it. And what he knew about Crispus Attucks, he shared it with us. How he gave his life in the American Revolution. How he never received the accolades or recognition that he deserved. But now you had some people here in the deep South. He said there were some schools up north named after Crispus Attucks. I think Oscar Robertson, the great Oscar Robertson, the Big O, won a state championship in Indiana, if I'm correct, playing for a school named after high school named after Crispus Attucks. But at that time, we followed Oscar Robertson in the NBA and at the University of Cincinnati, but we had not looked at Oscar Robertson and where he went to high school and who Crispus Attucks was. So this teacher, this coach, Dr. Williams, stressed to us the importance of knowing our history and knowing what we were part of. Because now we were about to become part of a school named after a heroic black man who is recognized or was recognized as the first person to lose their life in the American Revolution, Crispus Attucks. And that stuck with, and you know, that was a discussion for days among us, forget Dr. Williams, Coach Carl Williams, we talked about it among each other. We were going to be going to a school named after a man who was the first man to die in the American Revolution. Something we had never seen in a history book. All the history books we had read about the George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington, Phyllis Wheatley, all these other great people. We had never seen anything in there about Crispus Attucks, who was a black man who lost his life in the American Revolution. But again, we never forgot that, and we took pride in it. After we learned who he was and everything, we were proud to be part of a school named after Crispus Attucks. And it's lived with some of us all our lives. Those who were there with me. We lived it. We loved it. And the thing Coach Williams, Dr. Carl Williams, stressed to us, never forget your history and try to know as much as you can about your history. He said this physical education thing about the body parts, etc., that's important. He said, I'm not taking anything away from that. He said, but you need to know the other part of this. So as we celebrate, whatever you do, it's your choice. As we deal with July 4th, as I deal with July 4th, I think about Crispus Attucks, recognized as the first black to die in the American Revolution, and one who has had schools named after him, schools that have produced great people who not only look like him, but look like other people also. Caller, you're on. Hello.
Look, it was the legend.
Hey, you got
it. To follow up with Christopher Alex, there was also a man named Denmark Vesey.
Yes.
But he was primarily upset because black folks own slaves.
Yes.
He was saying that how can you do that? You have 3,000 black families here owning slaves, and you giving us about white slavery? And but that was primarily his fight.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And President Douglas said years later, remember Denmark Vesey.
Right.
It was because of his ferocious fight against black folks who had owned slaves. So I think we need to look at this from both sides. I mean, they should not get a free ride on slavery any more than a white slave owner did.
Well, that's why we have these kind of discussions, because it should be mentioned, just like you're doing it. Thank you.
Exactly. Now, your question about transgender, why don't they have a separate citizen league? Well, they tried that. They tried that at UCLA and the USC, at Penn State and Florida, and transgenders said, no, we are women. They convinced themselves that they are women, and they want no part of anything that is not against the women. But Supreme Court disagrees, and that's good.
Right, but if you were asked to be part of a group to help try to convince the transgenders, hey, you who you are, you're transgenders, and you should compete amongst each other. How do you convince them to do that?
You can't. I'm trying to tell you now. They spent $25 million at University of Florida to set up separate training facilities, and no transgender showed up.
Yeah.
They tell you they are women.
Yeah.
These people are not sane, man. Look, I saw soda, and I still don't know how soccer is played, rules of the game. But watching today, though, man, Congo had a lead on England for 95% of the game.
Yes.
Then they relaxed, and England got.
You can't relax.
England came back and got 2 goals.
I say you can't relax.
I mean, no. The goal is not supposed to be called sleeping, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can't relax. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it was a slick move by the English player, though. He was going to the right.
Yes.
He was second going to the right. The goalie thought he was going right. Then all of a sudden he just left.
Oh, yeah.
And kicked the ball in with left foot.
Oh, yeah.
Man, how'd you miss that?
Well, that's part. See,
when Congo scored first,
Oh, man, they were celebrating, high-fiving, popping a water bottle. I said, man, the game not nowhere near over. It was nowhere near over then, but 95% of the game, they were leading.
Well, see, think about it. If you were part of the Congo's team, first of all, nobody thought the Congo was going to be there. I mean, they were a long shot, and they made it to the final 16 or whatever.
Right.
And they play well, and they just got excited. I mean, hey, they had a slack off period because, like, if anybody was going to slack off, it definitely shouldn't have been the goalie. Should have been slacking off.
Exactly right. I mean, he didn't. I don't know how he missed it though, because up until the last second, the player was going to the right, and the goalie was following him, which would be the goalie's left.
Right.
He was following him all the way, and then all of a sudden, the player shifted to kick with his left foot.
But he hadn't kicked with his left.
Go wide open.
Yeah, but he hadn't kicked probably with his left foot the whole game. Probably maybe been the first time he kicked with his left foot the whole tournament. You know what I'm saying?
It may have been, but he had to go the right way he wanted to see it.
Right, but see, but I'm glad for the Congo, and where I know they're in the midst. You know, they're in the midst of a war over there.
Oh yes, it's terrible over there, man.
Yeah. And
I mean, it would have been certainly a boost to national pride had they won. Yeah.
Right, and having spent back in the day, spent 9 weeks over there.
Uh-huh.
One thing I see that has not changed. Did you see? And I know what you like. Did you see any photos of the women from the Congo?
There you go again.
But did you see any of the photos?
No, I didn't.
You need to see the photos.
Okay, all right. I have no problem checking it out.
Yeah, they showed some of the women from the Congo who came with the team or traveled with the team. And I don't know. Yeah, and you would back in the day, Ali made this comment over there. He was one day, you know how you just sitting around, guys are just sitting around over in Africa, sitting outside on a patio, and maybe Ali was sipping some tea or whatever. Some of the others over was sipping something else, and Ali made this comment. years ago.
Okay, well, that's how I give Ali credit for that. But speaking of the other side, though,
yeah,
the Dallas Wings lost a game Saturday night, I think it was. My girl Paige Buckner got upset because she said she needs some help.
Yeah.
And it looked like she and the coach had got into it.
Yes.
That they were playing the first string way too long. And all that, no second stringers came in.
Oh yeah. Well, hey.
And she was saying is that we need some help from the bench as well. But it's getting a little better. But back to hockey though, I think what I seemingly made sense of was that Portugal had a chance to score a.
You mean soccer? You mean soccer?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, soccer.
Okay.
But Portugal had a chance to score what is called a penalty kick.
Right.
Now that is, it's not like a free throw in basketball because the other side has a chance to put a goalie in front.
Right.
But Portugal missed all three goalies, man, and those are normally the easiest ones to get.
You would think so, but see, but you got to make sure you got the right person kicking the ball, and then you got to know the goalie you're going against also.
Right.
Yeah. Some of these goalies are great athletes. Some of these goalies are outstanding athletes, as you probably witnessed.
Right, and that's the only time they can use their hands too.
Right.
When you're trying to block the kick.
Right.
But what do you think though? Imagine if it boiled down to England and America. What do you think?
I think we can win. I think America. It's not going to be easy now. It's not going to be easy, but we got.
Well, we'll see tonight. We'll see tonight that they're playing at the 49er Stadium tonight against Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Yeah, right. So we should win. I mean, it's not easy. But see, we've got some young talented. You've got Antonio, what's his name, man? The 19-year-old on the team. Antonio Freeman. That's his son, Alex Freeman. His father was a great wide receiver in the NFL. And they've got some athletes on these. We've recruited some athletes on our team that can play soccer.
I mean, England. Yeah, but England has a long history of soccer.
Sweden and all of them. Sweden.
Right, yeah. So it's going to be. In fact, England goes up against Mexico next Saturday. Right. Mexico won last night.
Right, but you got.
Man, they've been partying in Mexico City ever since.
Well, you know, some of your people. I say your people. Some of your people decided to come down on Dowling Street, Emancipation now. They were from New Zealand. They found them. At first, I thought they were invited, but no, they heard about the place. They had heard about the D-Bar, which was formerly the Sportsman. Sportsman Club has the D-Bar. It was named the Sportsman before it was the D-Bar, and it was a haven for black businessmen back in the day. Funeral home directors, businessmen, all types, and they were known to go there. And a guy named Joe runs it now. And state Representative Dutton frequents it a lot also. But the New Zealanders came in there the other night, took the place over, and spent money. Spent money. Yeah.
And the same way the Scottish took over all the bars in Boston.
Yeah.
They ran out of beer, man.
Yeah. Well, they and you know, you heard one. I was told that one said, "We never had beer this cold." You know, because their beer is normally warm.
Yeah, you know, we are learning so much from the Europeans about America.
Right.
Did you know that air conditioning is not everywhere in Europe?
Yeah, I know that. I from experienced it. Yes.
Right. I was shocked. I thought they were more. Called Buc-ee's, down gas station where you can buy gourmet meals down there.
Right.
And we've never seen so much stuff in Costco and Walmart.
Right.
How do you keep all this meat fresh? You know?
Yeah. Right. And like I say, but that's why travel. I tell people all the time, you should make it possible for your young people to travel if you can.
Exactly. Right. That's true. Yeah. And Ralph, just for you, I'm going to follow my girl Asia Wilson. Okay.
No, you following her, but you're not following her because of me. You can see good.
You see, I got 20 vision. I want to come to Asia, right?
You got more than 20 vision.
I can see, man. The girl got body, man.
And you know, she's dating an NBA player. I forgot which one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Google her up. Google up. You.
All right, we'll do.
Yeah.
Okay, but if America get into the finals, don't do like Congo, okay? Play the whole game.
Yeah, I know. Hey, man, I know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's try another one here. And caller, you're on.
Yes, sir. What's happening, man?
Oh, you've got it, sir.
Yeah, blue skies today, brother. It's hot out there, but
Well, when you
I
see
used to work inside.
Yeah, when you see the critters running for shade, it's hot. You know, when you
Mhm.
see the birds and the little lizards and all that kind of stuff looking for some shade.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get out of this hot sun. Then you think back about how you worked in the sun.
Yeah,
back in the day.
I still do.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. That means you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I do both. People complain, man. I mean, that they work inside all day. If they go outside for a little bit, they're whining like a baby.
Well, the ones that are working, but at least they still working. Like a gentleman told, I can't find any help. You know, earlier today, that's what a guy told me in his business. He said he was there by himself working. He said they come in here for 2 or 3 days, they find out they really have to work, and they don't come back.
You about to raise the pay, man.
Well, he said he did that too, but they don't want to. He said, but if I raise the pay, I'm expecting some work out of you, though. You're not coming here telling me how to run my business.
Oh, yeah. I'm on the working side. I've been on both sides of it, but I'm on the working people side.
Well, are you on the transgender side, playing with
Yeah, it's
girls?
interesting. Yeah, that's interesting, man. I have no concern about that, and I don't know anybody that does.
You don't? You don't have anybody?
No.
You don't know anybody that's concerned about girls women having to compete against transgenders?
No, I don't. No, the guys in the barbershop, no one thinks that's a good idea.
Right, that's what I meant. Okay, they don't think it's a good idea. I don't either. No.
Yeah, nobody thinks that should happen. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I went back. I heard you say that, and I went and tried to look at the ruling.
Yes.
And see if it was unanimous from the Supreme Court.
It was
6-3.
Oh, it was 6-3.
Yeah. And then I looked to see what was the argument.
Yes.
To allow guys to run against women.
Yeah.
And
or to compete.
Compete. Right. Yeah, it was kind of mumbo jumbo, talking about it's the same idea when it comes to people discriminating against people trying to get a job.
Well,
saying that you can't discriminate against a person based on their gender.
Yeah.
If they're applying for a job.
But see, years ago, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but you can look it up. Are you familiar with the name Dr. Renee Richards? Dr. Renee Richards, if I'm correct, was a man who...
A man?
He was a man.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah,
that's a long time ago. Yeah,
we're going way back.
Vaguely remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and he changed over to a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to compete. Well, he competed in tennis, if I'm correct. It was in tennis. He competed against women. And there was a big cry and a noise about that happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but what happened was, what many thought was going to happen didn't happen. Many thought that because he had been a man, he, as Dr. Renee Richards, he was going to be able to just run through females, right?
Mm-hmm.
Playing tennis. The Billie Jean Kings and all those kind of people, if I'm recalling this right.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's a one-off, but I don't think parents. I don't have any kids in high school or middle school or elementary, but are playing youth sports. But I just don't think people think it's a good idea.
No, I know it. I agree with you. I don't think it's a good idea. And just when we were young, when I was young, we had some girls who may have been able to outrun us
right
at an early age. You know what I'm talking about? But the older
Right.
you got, that didn't happen, right? And a lot of you can see the difference between a girl and a boy, you know, and that kind of competition just didn't take place. But the fact that they don't want to, they should be competing against each other, in my opinion. But
yeah, they can run. They can ask for something, but people have the right to say no.
right, I said, but they should be competing against each other. What's wrong? I don't understand why they don't want to compete just with each other. Set your own records. The transgender record.
That's no fun for them. That's no fun for them. They want to be able to. They want to win, I guess. They want an advantage.
Well, why not run? Well, see, if you put them against the men, they're gonna say it's wrong, right? Since you want to be a transgender, we're gonna let you run against the men. But the thing is,
begs the question around.
What's that?
You think they got mixed up minds? I mean, whenever you got a guy talking about he a girl or a girl saying he a guy, like, there's something wrong with this. This person got a mixed up mind. So,
yeah, you bring up an interesting point, and you think about some of the things that you saw when you were younger, when maybe a girl was in between deciding if she was a female. She was born female, but her tendencies were maybe not to really be a female.
yeah, I see them in the store.
Right.
I see two girls walking, and then
right.
one of them looked like a guy.
Right.
And I'm like, I have to look a couple of times because I'm like, wait a minute. But they dress like a guy, and they mannerisms are like a guy.
Right.
But they're female.
Right. Right. But see, since they've come out in recent years, since they've come out more out in the open with this stuff. See, that was a time that wouldn't happen. What you talking about there?
Yeah.
That they would be disguising it to a degree, right? Now the disguise is not there anymore. There are more.
That's cool.
There's more of them just out letting you know who they really are.
Yeah,
you know.
let them do their thing, man. But like I say, I mean, if I was a parent with a kid in school, I wouldn't want that to happen. My daughter running against a guy.
Right. No.
I would.
No. You know.
Yeah.
But like I said, they're more out in the open. You had a Rocket game one day, and it's halftime, and you're in the corridor by one of the concession stands, and two people passed by. One is, I mean, really, 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 really feminine, and the other one is a female, but dressed more like a male, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they see you looking at their mate, right?
That's what happens in the store. They grab them close and stuff when you look at the other one.
This one grabbed the woman's behind.
Right.
And as to show me, hey man, hey, this is my woman.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's right. I did something like what you just said. Okay, I kind of shrugged my shoulders. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
you know?
Cool. Yeah, that's your woman. Okay, yeah. Keep it that way. If you can.
Leave at that time. Leave her alone for a few minutes. It won't be your woman.
Run game, right? Hey, listen. You know what I think about for the 4th? I think about. I know you're missing Crispus Attucks.
Yes, and July 4th. And July 4th. Yes.
Yeah, it's coming up, man. People got mixed emotions. You know, I don't hear any conversation about it. But I think about Carter G. Woodson.
That's okay. I agree. Tell us why you think about Carter G. Woodson.
Well, his book, The Miseducation of the Negro, and you keep alluding to, you keep on mentioning this, that people don't know the history.
Right.
Yeah, as you mentioned to me yesterday, right? And I'm like, and I slightly disagree that people are aware of history.
Okay.
But so I'm trying to think, Are you suggesting that people are being miseducated, or they just can't read, or what? When you say people don't know history,
I think it's a combination.
Black history.
I think it's a combination. First, I think the most important ingredient in all of that is there's no interest in reading like that anymore. I mean, when you think about black, we're thinking black now. When I think about blacks who are reading, I see more black females reading than males. Books, books, even magazine articles.
That may be true. Yeah,
Okay.
That's my experience as well.
Right. Okay. So my point is, and that leads to a miseducation when we don't, especially with all these resources. I can't read enough now, because when I say I can't read enough, it's too much.
Right. Yeah. You'd be overwhelmed with information.
Yeah, it's so much, and a lot of it. For an example, just giving something off the top of my head. Today is Bobby Bonilla Day. Are you familiar with Bobby Bonilla? Baseball player.
Is he the baseball player? They got a real sweetheart deal on his contract.
He made a deal years ago to defer getting his money.
Right.
And I think it's like a 35-year deal where he gets $1 million+ every year around this time, and he's got about 7 or 8 more years left. Black history, right? So even a piece of history like that, which is short and right to the point, a lot of guys just don't, and I'm not saying all, there are a lot of guys who don't seemingly want to read. Now, is it because they can't read? Now, that is what I don't know.
Yeah, but Carter G. Woodson was suggesting that people have been miseducated.
Right.
That they've been given an education not to their benefit.
Okay.
Not just the fundamentals of reading and writing, but getting to a point where you're educated to the point where you're independent.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So,
but does that make you? But does that make you miseducated?
Well, it's that term in dominoes, right? Half a dozen on one end and 6 in the other.
Yeah.
Right. So, I anybody can work for someone and be happy, right?
You would think they could, but a lot of them are not. Think about it. All the people,
right.
Many of them are not. No.
Right. Or you could say I'd be more happy if I had my own company.
Right.
And someone worked for me.
Correct.
Right. So, that's why I said 6 in one hand and half a dozen in the other. Just depends on the person. But Woodson was suggesting that you'd be better off if you were the second one, had your own company and were independent.
Okay. Well, hey, like I said, it's interesting to be. See, you go back to when you were in school. One of the things they did in school to make sure we knew how to read, they forced you. They had reading in elementary school. They had, and then if you took it in high school and junior high, that was sort of the same thing. But in elementary school, on a daily basis, they made it where you had to stand up in front of the class and maybe read a paragraph or 3 or 4 sentences. You had to read, right? And because if you couldn't read, if you had trouble reading, it made you go practice where you got better at it. You see what I'm saying? And I understand they don't do that. They don't do that anymore, where you stand the student up in front of the classroom and say you're doing geography, and everybody reads a sentence or 2 in geography, standing up before the class.
Yeah, I remember that. And they used to have a thing called show and tell too.
Yeah, what was that? What was that?
They make you get up and tell what you did that weekend or something.
Oh, okay. See, but they don't.
Yeah. Not reading, but just get up in front of the class.
Right. But see, a lot of things have changed now in regards to how people are being educated, how the kids are being educated. Some people don't think having the Bible in school is a good idea.
What do you think about that?
If you got to have the right teacher. in my opinion.
Well, they're saying the problem is just having the Bible in the school is a problem.
Well, that I've heard that too. But if it's going to be forced on people, just like I was telling you about the when we didn't know who Crispus Attucks was, and we were in a gym class, and the physical education teacher got off of physical education and told us who Crispus Attucks was. You've got to have somebody in there who can relate or get the message across. If you're going, in my opinion, if you're going to teach the Bible, also, because there's some good stories in the Bible. There's some good life learning situations. Just thinking back to about Sunday school and Bible school. There's some good stories in the Bible.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, right. And it's beyond a story. It's people think about. I know you reincarnated, but
doesn't mean I didn't experience it. I may have seen Delilah in person.
No doubt, man, no doubt.
But see, so how do you, like I was telling you, you and I can get together now, and we can go to 10 different parts of Houston. And people in other parts of the country probably can do the same thing I'm going to suggest to you. We can go to 10 or so different places in Houston right now. And there are black guys I'm talking about black guys now. They're young black guys between the ages of 18 to about 30 or 40. Pants hanging, shooting crap, talking noise, smoking pot.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day. How, and even when I was that age, I never considered me to be that, right? Okay, I hope I'm making sense. I never considered me to be that.
Yeah.
So now you're older and you see that.
Right.
And you see all these opportunities that they have. Well, you didn't have nowhere near the opportunity. This is one thing I agree with you. There are more opportunities now.
Yes.
You have more opportunities than ever before.
Right. It's certainly not the way it was when you were that age.
Hell no. No.
Right.
No.
That has to be acknowledged, man. That it's nowhere near the discrimination that was going on when you were 18.
Right. And see, I tell people all the time, I say, you can't do what I did. And I say, even if I came back now, I couldn't do what I did. I couldn't have become what I've become the way I did it today, back then.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it that way back then. But see, but you've got to go to somebody's school. You need to get the paper. In my opinion, I try to tell this to the youngsters. If you're not going, be a technician of something, an air conditioning guy, welding or something. If you're not going to go to school.
Yeah, I don't think that's a foreign language to just about anybody that's in school.
Yeah, in school is not, but I'm talking about to other people, the ones I'm telling you about out here still shooting craps and doing that in the middle of the day. And
well, here's the thing, Ralph. Once upon a time, I was shooting craps with those guys.
But how old were you?
Yeah, I was about there. I don't know if I was. It's hard for me to go back that far.
Well, how were you in your early 20s? You were in the 30s or what? 40s?
Yeah, I don't think it was in my 40s.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you gotta.
Yeah.
But you didn't do it all day every day.
No, because no. But I did it though. So yeah. I don't. I mean, that's what they want to do. I don't. People. Do you think people can do what they want to do, or you think?
I think they can do what they want to do, but I think you should have some other priorities in regards to helping yourself and helping others to live, to live a better life.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying, if that's what you want to do, you want to
go.
But
I think here's the thing though, Ralph. This is a very interesting question. And I know guys are thinking up the phone, Cotton.
I ain't worried about that. They don't. It's my program. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is interesting because you read about a guy that puts a backpack on and travels across America
or Europe.
Right, just decide, today, hey, listen, I'm heading toward Dallas.
Right.
And I'm gonna catch a ride, bum a ride, or walk, or whatever the case. Right. And I'm gonna just meet people along the way, and whatever happens, happens.
Right.
Right. So some people think that's there's value there in that kind of lifestyle, being free and not having to answer on a day-to-day basis to a situation.
And I agree with him. But see, to show you how things can be different, two different people meet. One black and one white. The white is in school. The black guy is not in school. Both of them, guess where both of them are headed? Both of them are headed to Dr. Martin Luther King's funeral.
Okay.
The white guy is in LSU. The black guy at that time is in nobody's school, but he's working 2 jobs. The black guy is traveling with his uncle to Dr. King's funeral. The white guy is hitchhiking with that backpack on his back, trying to get to the funeral. Your uncle, who is in his 40s, you're 19, the same age in the same age group as the white guy. The white guy's trying to hitchhike, and he lets you know he knows how to get to Atlanta quicker than the way we're going, right? When we get back on the road. And your uncle doesn't want to hear any part of that until you kind of break it down to your uncle that, hey, man, we can save 4 or 5 hours and be there at blah, blah, blah if we let this white boy ride with us.
There you go.
But your uncle said, hell no.
Right.
But he finally changed his mind. And but you see what I'm saying? But if we go back to that traveling thing, here was a white guy going to Dr. King's funeral out of Baton Rouge. My mama didn't want me. My mama don't want me doing this. And you say, guess what? My mama don't want me doing this. He said, what?
Right.
I said, my mama think it's dangerous for me to be going through Mississippi and Alabama to Dr. King's funeral. And I'm black, and you telling me the same thing your mother's saying. Your mother told you the same thing, and you're white. Right.
Y'all both had a lot in common.
Right, so I'm saying a lot of times people have things in common. They don't know they have them in common, even though they take different routes.
Right, that's what I was trying to say about those guys, that you see. I'm not, you never know where they'll be at tomorrow.
Right, I understand they may change.
Especially with this technology, man. I mean, this technology is crazy. I mean, people can blow up with this technology.
Well, look at what happened in the case. I mean, most people who probably knew him never thought he would end up where he is. Tyler Perry, he was on the block, right?
Right.
And look where he is now. He's got his own block, or whatever you want to call it, acreage. He got his own thing.
He's a big shot. He's a big shot. Yeah. Bill Yeoman used to say he was a big cheese.
Bill who?
The big cheese.
Women who?
Bill Yeoman.
Which Bill Yeoman?
Over at U of H.
Oh, I'm finding out a little bit about you. I know if I keep talking, I would. You knew Bill Yeoman?
Well, I may have spoke to him a couple of times, but I know he used to say stuff like when a guy was a big shot or a real good athlete, he called him a big cheese.
Yeah, that's why I say you found out something about. I didn't know you knew Bill Yeoman. I knew him.
Well, I didn't have dinner with him, but I ran across him one or two times.
Yeah, well, I knew him, and I miss him too. I miss his honesty. He was an honest person with me. He was honest. And
he was a decent. Yeah, I had nothing. Yeah, I always had good. He was a cool guy. Guy. Yeah.
Well, okay.
But all right, cool. Like I say, man, don't be too hard on those guys shooting dice, man. I mean, I used to be down there with them shooting and throwing against the wall.
I shot with him. I asked him one day, and I haven't shot with him since. I said, hey, man, how much money y'all got in this game?
Right.
I said $30 or $40 or something. I say, if I put $30 or $40 down here, and I get to shoot first, do we have a game? He said, no. Let one of us shoot first. Let one of us shoot first. Yeah.
Did you bring your own dice or what?
No, I didn't have no dice. They was their game. Their game. Right, okay. School. Wait a minute, school. What you saying? They calling me school now. What you say? I said, if I match the amount of money you all have all together, it was 4 or 5 of us,
Right.
and I put it down here, I want to shoot first. They said, well,
Right.
since it's 4 of us, I think one of us should be allowed to shoot first.
Mm.
I say, well, okay, let's go with that. And one of them shot first. They didn't make the point, though, right?
Right.
They missed the point.
Okay. Right.
So now I say, I'm feeling good now. So I say, look, let me ask you something. They say, what? Then one of them recognized who I was, right? Say, man, your name Ralph Cooper? I say, yeah. You know how to shoot dice? I say, well, I just tinker around with it a little bit. I say, let me ask you something. Y'all don't have any more money? This is all y'all got, $40 or $50? You got another $10 or $15 we can put down here or something?
Right.
I said, no. Anyway, the point ended up being 6. So
that's a good point.
Oh yeah, and I tried to raise them again.
Mm-hmm.
They were smart. They wouldn't raise. They claimed they didn't have any more money. But I ended up winning, right? And guess what I did? I gave them the money.
You threw them bone back in the.
I gave them money.
I gave money back.
I took my money back. I took my money and gave them their money back. And they say you have some skill at this. It look like you know a little bit about this game. I said, no, I just tinker around with it a little bit. That's all. So
tinker around. There you go, Mr. Coop. All right, listen, we'll catch up. Like I say.
Thank you for letting me know you knew Bill Yeoman. Partner.
Yeah, I know.
He used to call everybody, hey, partner.
Yeah, partner. Yeah, partner. Yeah, partner. Sounds like your boy Rob Williams as well.
Well, they were all over there together now, remember? Rob Williams.
That's right.
Yeah, Rob Williams' thing was judge. They used judge all the time. Judge.
Yeah.
Judge.
Yeah.
Judge.
And he would say that too to people, call him partner and judge when you saw him.
Right, he got the partner. He picked the partner part up over there at the U of H. The judge thing he picked up in the streets and with his cousins and brothers and everybody. So thank you.
Yeah. All right, Coop. I'll let somebody get in before they send a pigeon knocking on my door again.
Well, you know how that is. Thank you. Appreciate a pigeon.
No doubt. Okay.
Bye. And caller, you're on. Hello.
Hey, Ralph.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Have you talked about what happened yesterday in Boston and Washington?
What happened yesterday in Boston and Washington?
Well, the pitcher was pitching to one of the guys on Boston team. He must have been a real good player. He struck him out, and the pitcher told the player, the guy that was batting, go get a seat, boy.
Yeah.
And a big fight broke out.
Well,
you and Michael was talking about that the other day.
Right.
And the pitcher, I don't know whether he was white or what, but he said he didn't know boy was a racist word.
Well, see, think about this. You say who was playing Boston and I don't know who.
In Washington.
Washington. Okay. Boston.
Yeah.
Okay. I know the Yankees.
Yeah, and
Yankees.
they had a big fight.
Oh yeah. Well, that's part of baseball. You're gonna have the fights, but they've been called worse. I read another thing where I want to say it was Sandy Koufax. Sandy Koufax was told by a teammate, say, man, the man called me an N, right?
Yeah.
So the guy came up to bat. The one that called the black player who was Sandy Koufax's teammate, who called him an N, he came to bat, and Sandy Koufax was waiting for him. And you know what happened? He hit him. Yeah, right on the point. Right on
the point.
And then he screamed something, or hollered, or whispered, or whatever he did. He let him know. He said, "That's my teammate," and more than a teammate to me, something like that. I need to find that story. He's more than just a teammate to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So
But you and Mike was right on point. In the old days, they used to tell us that, boy.
Yeah.
What you doing in here?
Well.
And the guy say, I didn't know it, and the pitcher say, I didn't know it was a racist thing.
Yeah, they knew. Hey, man, I'm the only I'm the only black in the press box at a Cotton Bowl way back in the day, and you had a couple of black men working in there. So I go up by a bulletin board, like right where they got all this information on the board. I'm standing up there, and this other white reporter comes up there and says, "Boy, the trash can is over there." And what happened? A white guy heard it, or two.
Yeah.
And I didn't say nothing because I had worked hard to get that press pass. I wasn't gonna let him make me do something to get that press pass taken away from me. So I just I ignored him. I didn't even say nothing. So I went back to my seat, and then about 30 or 40 minutes later, guess who came? He came. He came back. The white guy who called me a boy.
And where were you?
In my seat. I was at my seat. He said, "You mind if I sit down next to you for a minute?" I said, "Oh, no." He said, I want to apologize to you." He said, what I found out was some of the white guys that went to him and said, well, the one you call boy outworks everybody in here. He gets more interviews than anybody in here. And you done messed around and called a man a boy.
Boy, yeah.
You know, you've disrespected him. You owe him an apology.
Yeah.
So he came over and apologized. Then he asked, do you accept my apology? I said, yeah, I accept your. I accept. I said, but I want you to know something now. I said, there was a time you may have won, but you and I would have been rumbling up in here. I said,
you don't call a grown man a boy.
Right. You know, and see, you look back and see, like I tell people, I was dating this lady, so she went to a friend of mine, and she asked him, she said, you need to tell him he needs to grow a mustache. So he asked her, why you think he said that'll make him look more mature and old, a little bit older. He looks more like a little boy. Talking about me. So I'm 20-something, 25, 24, 25. You know, we age kind of slower and different from other people. So
right.
So he told me that. So then she came and told me. But then she told me something else. She said, yeah, I think that'll help you look more mature, and it may open some more doors for you because they look at you like a little young boy because of how you look. So she said, but this ought to make you feel good. I said, what's that? She said she named this person in the media who was a female and was white. She said she told me that I better enjoy you while I can. Because when you put some weight on and what they call it, fill out, when you fill out, he said when he fills out, you're going to have a problem. She was telling her, the woman was telling her that. When he fills out, you're going to have a problem. So she said, what you mean? She said, all the women going to be hitting on him. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. So, you know, you have all kind of stuff you go through when you're young.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but we went through some stuff that we had to take.
Well, like I said, that reading the light meters and going through Bel Air, the Galena Park area, Katy,
Pasadena.
Don't even mention Pasadena. And South Park. South Park when South Park was white.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, when South Park, Cullen over there, and Van Fleet and all that kind of stuff, that was white.
Yeah.
Man, they had some of the baddest dogs, and they would let them. It was like they were juicing them up to try to bite you. And over in the Sharpstown area, when they first opened Sharpstown, over there for Airport, Belford in that area, Fondren.
Yeah,
that was a bad area. You had to have. You had to keep your uniform on, of course, but I made sure my shirt with the emblem showed. But they had some bad dogs in those areas.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know they did.
But we had a white guy that was a meter reader. He's the only one could have gotten away with this because he was white. The whites could have. A black guy couldn't have gotten away with what he did. He killed about 4 or 5 dogs.
Oh no! We so got away with that. Yeah.
He killed and beat up numerous. He was known for beating up dogs.
for trying to get at him.
Yeah, they were people called in and write in on him and all that kind of foul complaints on him. He was always before the boss for beating up dogs, mugging dogs. And he guess what? He loved every moment of it. He said, and he said it. He said, "You can't do what I'm doing. Y'all can't." He was talking to several of us who were black. He said, "Y'all can't beat these."
No,
He said, but rest assured, I'm thinking about some of y'all when I beat the devil. And he didn't use the devil. He beat the crap out of these dogs.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you get somebody else get on. I just want to know if you hear about that.
Yeah. So thank you. And like I said, he loved it. He said he loved to hear a dog yapping. When they got beat up, when the dog had been beat up.
And they done took that job. Now. They sit down reading your meter now.
Right? No, they don't do that. No. And see, back when that happened, like I said, that was a job for white boys. And when I say that, I mean because we were all young. You know, you from 17 to about 22, 17 to 21, 22. Those jobs were all white, and then they wanted to integrate, and they got the right white man to come in there and integrate it. And he would make comments. He told me, he said, "Hey, I don't know how long we're gonna have you." He said, "Because you're always reading." I would in my spare time I would read. Even when I went out on the route and somebody else was driving, I would have me something to read. Right? I would utilize that time. He said, "I don't know how long we're gonna have you." And then when he found out I was going to Dr. King's funeral, and I wanted a few days off, and I told him I need to take some vacation days. He said, no, don't. You going to Dr. King's funeral? I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Don't worry, you're gonna get paid." He said, "In fact, do you need some money before you go?" You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And he had one request. He wanted me to bring him newspapers back from like Alabama and Mississippi when we rode through them places. Newspapers of Dr. King's assassination back. So I bought him about 30 or 40 papers back, and he was really, really happy. Then guess what happened a few weeks later? I got a pay raise.
Okay.
Yeah, see, so a lot of times, you know, you had things that you had different. Not all white people were bad, is what I'm saying.
No, not all of them.
Yeah.
No, not all of them.
Right. But you had some that were bad, though.
Yeah. And the ones you got bad now, they was taught.
Yeah.
You know, they was taught that.
Yeah, they were taught that, Well,
but I had a kid told me one time, I wouldn't have gone to the back of the bus.
Yeah, they don't know.
And I looked at him, I say, "Oh yeah, you would have gone all right."
Yeah, they just didn't know. Yeah. Okay.
They just didn't know. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye. And let me do this. And we'll do what we'll do. Let me see. We'll do this. Let's do this. I can do this right quick. Let's see if we can do this.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.